All right, this is Tom.
I'm Joe.
This is No Huntsville, another episode from our new studio here off 111 Maple Avenue next to Brew Stooges. We are here today with the Alabama Chivers. We have Representative Sean in here to talk to us about the Alabama Chivers, and then two special guests. We have Rose Smith and daughter, age 4, Rylan, to talk about Rett Syndrome and a benefit events that we have going on next weekend. Proceeds will be going to help Rylan with the Rett Syndrome. So, guys, thanks for coming in the studio and talking to us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so let's get into it. One thing that we had trouble doing is figuring out what Chivers are. And, of course, everybody goes around town, sees those stickers, stay calm, keep calm, and chive on. All right. So I think the best thing we should do right now is to give us a little background on what the Chivers are, how it started, and then we can go into the events for Rylan.
Sure. Okay. Well, what the Chive started out as, there was two brothers running a humor photo blog. One of them lived in Chicago. The other one lived in Venice Beach.
Okay.
So they took the CHI from Chicago, VE from Venice Beach. That's where they came up with.
Nothing to do with chives on potato. That's what I couldn't find.
Not a vegetable.
All right. Gotcha. All right, so that's good. We got that cleared up. So good. What else?
So they ran this humor photo blog and got a good following. You know, pictures of women and things like that. Random acts of kindness and funny little pictures like Catter Day, like on Saturday, pictures of cats doing crazy stuff. And then one day they got an email from a volunteer rescue department in Virginia asking them for help because their funding had been cut. They were going to end up having to shut down the department, and most of the people out there didn't have medical insurance or anything like that.
Okay.
So they put it out on the Chive. And all of a sudden, the Chivers just rallied together and raised, I might be way off, but it was something like $30,000 to save the department.
Wow.
Actually kept it back up and running.
Nice.
Since then, that's when the Chive decided to create Chive Charities.
Okay.
Which has been kind of subtitled as the charity for the underdogs.
Right.
So they go around and find all these causes that maybe need more attention, need more funding. And they try and rally the community around behind.
And do I have this right? There's a large one that's kind of the umbrella, and then people start their own within their areas, right? So that's kind of how it goes. So basically, if I can sum this up right, the Chivers are about kind of charity organizations, right? But they also have these other kind of side things they do. Like you said, it's kind of a social group in addition to finding these kind of causes that need help.
Exactly. We like to refer to ourselves as a drinking organization with a charity problem.
There you go. We're a drinking organization with interviews. That's what we do. So we're very similar here. So it's really cool. All right. So you guys you said every 3 or 4 months you guys get together for a cause and you start kind of promoting it and helping out.
We do quarterly big quarterly meetups.
Okay, quarterly. All right. And so this particular one, you guys have focused on Rylan Smith and Rett Syndrome. Rose is her mother here. She's 4 years old. She got diagnosed the end of 2013 with Rett Syndrome. So I think maybe it's important to not only talk about the event, but let's talk about Rett Syndrome so people kind of understand what you're kind of dealing with right now.
Yeah. So Rett syndrome is a neurological disorder that primarily and exclusively affects girls. So most boys that have it either don't live or they die really young. And it takes away the ability for them to use any motor skills, walking, talking, feeding. There's 8 common types of Rett syndrome. Rylan does have a form of one of the 8 types of syndromes, which hers is on the milder side. But with Rett syndrome, it's a day-to-day process. We never know exactly when she's going to lose the ability to walk or even feed herself.
Okay.
She has not talked. She started saying a few words around 18 months, which is when we started to see that she was declining. She didn't walk till she was 19 months old, and that's really when we started researching what could possibly be wrong with her. So.
Okay. All right, and so is it a hereditary disease, or is it?
It is actually just something that is just sporadic, and it's just chosen. It's not anything that is inherited or passed down from parent to parent, so there's really no way to know if your child will have it. Most of the kids that get diagnosed with it, or the girls that get diagnosed, are not diagnosed till they're about 18 months old, because most of the girls that do have it develop normally from birth until about 18 months, and then they start to regress.
It's like a mutation then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's a mutation of a gene that she has, and basically her brain does not produce a certain protein.
Okay.
So she's trapped in a body that she can't control.
Man, that's rough.
Yes.
So let's talk about the event that kind of will help out for this. All right. So next weekend, starting the 23rd, Friday night, over at the VBC, the Havoc are playing Louisiana Ice Gators. And talk to me about what's going on to help with raising money for it there.
We're selling packages on our website, alabamachivers.com. Also, the ticket sales are also at mkt.com/alabamachivers, where you can pay $32 for the complete package, which includes a ticket to go see the game and sit with all the Chivers, a T-shirt that says "Keep Calm and Wreak Havoc."
Nice.
We'll have wristbands that say Alabama Chivers on them, like the Livestrong kind
Oh
of
yeah,
wristbands.
right, okay.
Also, we're all going to go down onto the ice at the end of the game, and I'll take a picture together
Nice.
with mascots and I think Darth Vader, because it's
Darth
also
Vader.
going to be
It's gonna Star Wars
it's gonna be
night?
a Star Wars themed night as well.
Right, okay. All right, cool.
It all just kind of
Happened all together.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that the Havoc are involved in that. That's got to be great that they kind of are reaching out there and helping with the cause here. So then after that, the next day, the 24th, there's going to be at 9 p.m. There's going to be throwback prom auction and raffle over at Sammy T. So talk to me about what's
Well,
going
it's
on
throwback prom, but we're also going to have an auction and raffle there.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be starting at 9 o'clock on Saturday night. It's normally it's a $5 cover to get in, but if you buy your ticket online prior to the event, then that $5 instead of going to the club will actually go to Rylan.
Oh, nice. And they can do that on your website then, the Alabama.
Exactly.
Okay, good. All right. And so the following day you have on the 25th, 11 a.m. There's a brunch going on. What's going on with that?
There's a brunch at Below the Radar.
Oh, okay.
We have a certain area in the back, and it's going to be normal specials. All that. What that really is just a sending off appreciation for everybody that came and participated this weekend.
Oh, that's great.
That's on a Sunday, or what day is that on?
That's on Sunday morning.
The 24th.
So,
25th.
so when people participate in all these events and the money goes to you guys, what is that money going to be used for? So tell me specifically, what's going to be used?
Well, we have been taking Rylan to therapy sessions for a Toby, and a Toby is a communication device that's used based off of your eye movements. Because Rylan cannot speak for herself, the Toby is a device that looks almost like an iPad that kind of stands up, and she can make choices just based on her eye movements, and it will speak for her.
Wow.
The one thing about the Toby is that it's $18,000 for the latest version of it.
That's it?
And insurance.
Wow, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
And to get approved for it through your insurance is nearly impossible. So, yes. And it is a necessity. It's not something that she could live without.
Right.
Not only does she physically have, disabilities, but just mental disabilities and not being able to communicate, she gets frustrated a lot.
Sure, yeah.
Sure, she
this
does.
would at least give her a voice and give her a way to communicate with everyone else around her.
Great. So there's some huge expenses involved
Yes.
with the treatment for Rylan, and so these events can really help toward that, which I think is great. So everybody should come out. Again, we got Friday night over at the Havoc game, Saturday over at Sammy T's, and Sunday at Below the Radar. There's a brunch, and all the money and proceeds will go to help for an $18,000 necessity that insurance doesn't cover. So I got to imagine it's going to be completely worth it. So guys, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for helping us shed some light on the thing you got going on, and thanks for the Chivers for coming in. Probably the best group in Alabama, right? The Chivers.
Absolutely.
All right, good. You guys, again, check us out. All of our archived episodes on nohuntsville.com. Always drink Brew Stooges, and thanks again for coming in, guys.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
guys.
us.
All right. Good? We miss anything?
Sounds good to me.